All right, guys, how you doing? It's Saturday, and we're gonna throw this manual in this car. So we're gonna start off by doing a couple of things. We gotta get this actual filler tube right here unbolted, which is the bolt right there on the intake, and then we can throw it up on the lift, and we'll get her going. So I'll get back to you guys in a couple minutes. We're actually gonna remove all these shields. So because the OE connectors or OE fasteners actually broke and whatnot, I just had to use some thicker screws and whatnot. So I gotta pull all that out, and then you're gonna actually remove this side panel as well. That's on the driver's side. And then after I get all this shielding and stuff down, I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the exhaust. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. All right, so once you get all the shields done and whatnot, you're gonna wanna actually drain all the trans fluid, let that start draining. That's a 14 mil. So you're gonna wanna crack that loose. Go up some higher. That's some stinky stuff. So trans fluid is not supposed to look like this. That was supposed to be red at one point in time. Now she's brown. Real brown. Not a good time. All right, so I'm gonna start removing the exhaust. I'm gonna start from the back forward. These two bolts and spring hardware are a 14, and we'll see if they break loose. Does not seem to be the case.
Keep some pressure on that.
And yeah, I'm right by the gas tank.
Safety first. We got it. Almost just touched it. Is that kerosene? What is that?
That's stuff.
No, you're smelling the fucking temperature I put on it. It's really. It smells like fucking tiki torches.
Now, if you do a lot of exhaust, this is a tool you should definitely buy.
No shit.
You got a hold of this? Yeah. All right, so we got two of these bolts out, this one here and this one here. Now we're just working on this bottom one, which is actually the worst one, which makes sense because it's closest to the ground. Now, before you do pull this all the way down, you're gonna wanna remove this O2 sensor. Now, this is a 7/8, a 21 is too small, and you're just gonna crack her loose, and then unthread her. Like that. She's gonna come down. Now I'm just gonna tuck this back in here. So that's out of my way. Now we're gonna go ahead and attempt to get this one out. Now, alrighty, so because this bolt, if you come up and take a look, is literally completely gone. Like it used to be a 12 and you can slip a 10 on there, no problem. And so in that case, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these. And what they are is you actually smack them on, and it's specifically for removing stripped or rusted out bolts. So I'm gonna find the actual right size that I need right now, and I'm gonna try and get her on here. So that's the size seems to be maybe the right one. Now what you're gonna do is you come over here. You actually have to find now a socket that this sits actually inside of. So, for instance, in this case, it's a 19. So it's pretty much just like a normal socket, but now you have this actual piece inside. And then when you go to reverse it, these teeth inside actually grab onto the bolt and actually twist onto it. So let's give that a try. Alright, so this is gonna be just a touch bit sketchy because there isn't really very much room here, so. Now if we get lucky, I should just be able to punch this bolt out. Just like that. All right. Now, all right, so for removing the drive shaft, there's two 14mm bolts right here. Want to take a look? Two 14mm bolts, one here and one here holding this coupler. And that I'm just gonna use the gun for if it'll break it loose. And then these back ones are 14s as well, and you're gonna need 2 wrenches. It's gonna be easier if you have a normal wrench and a ratcheting wrench. So I'm gonna leave that bolt in just a tiny bit. Make sure you don't lose any of your spacers, because these are important. Now I'm gonna go about actually popping these loose here at the back, and I'm gonna do that using Wait, she's tight.
She's in there good way.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually. Never a dull moment unless I'm getting shit in my eye, that's for sure. Alright. So, go like this. The only problem is. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on.
You gotta go. Get out of there. Get out of there.
I can't get out here? And my key's not even gonna be in here. No, it's not. You wanna grab my key?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Never mind. It's like a G, man.
Oh yeah.
This is a little lager shit thing. I can actually.
Yeah, I hope you gotta spin the wheels there. Oh, never mind. Doesn't work.
Okay, so now that it's gonna be a little bit more of a pain in the ass.
You gotta throw her in gear again, don't you?
No, it's okay. I get you a strong muscle, big arm.
Oh yeah.
Big arm.
Who needs an impact when you got?
Big arm, big arm.
Who needs an impact when you got those guns right there?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so This is not gonna work, I don't think, like I planned. Yeah, here, come and hold this bar.
Yeah.
Almost got dusted.
Oh yeah.
Did it come loose one?
Quick trip to the ER there. You definitely think I'm loose.
Yeah, baby.
I feel like I should stand on this side.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go.
Yeah, well, it's definitely easier when it's in park. There's no doubt about that. Hold it right here in the center. And you're gonna tap this actual piece here. Oh, didn't even need a pry. Beauty. Now we're just gonna pull her out, and then it literally just slides right out of the trans, just like that. And now your drive shaft is out. All right. So, as you can see, the drive shaft is out, and the trans is dripping.
Drippy.
Drippy good.
Drippy.
Now we're gonna remove this heat shield here. So now I can actually undo this right here, which is for the shifter. Now we can get that shifter out of there. And I also need to disconnect these lines right here. And these are for the actual trans cooler. So let me get all the tools needed and stuff, and I'll get back to you. This shift linkage right here. If you come up in here, can you see this? Can you see this little pin here? So there's a little pin that's actually holding this rod in, and I'm gonna try just removing this. It's possible. Just like that. Now, yeah, just like that. So a lot of people, they either unbolt it from here or unbolt it from over there. That, in my opinion, is hands down way easier. Now I'm just gonna pull all this hardware off so I can keep it. Now for the lines, you need a wrench. Okay, so after cracking this loose, I decided there's no point in even keeping these because they're literally only for the automatic trans. The manual trans does not have a cooler. I'm just gonna cut them. I'm gonna cut them right up. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot thicker than you would think.
10 snips will do the job.
Right up in here, right here, there's the bolt, so I'm gonna pop that out. That holds that line in. Then there's another one right here. right there. And then there's another one right here, which is not easy to see, but it's behind this header. So I'm gonna bang all those out and then I'll get back to you. All right, whenever you're ready. All right, so there's 2 bolts on either side right up in here, if you can see up in there. Those 2 right there. There's 17s, and that's for the left side engine mount, and then there's another 2 on the other side. And now you're gonna wanna loosen these off. You don't wanna take them all the way out so that the motor's still at least somewhat secure in there. But the reason for doing this is it actually allows the motor to lean back a little bit so you can get up to the top bolts up on the top of the trans. So that's what we're gonna do. I find it usually easiest to take it all the way off and spin it on 3 threads. Alright, so that's one side. So all the way around the trans housing, you got all your bolts and whatnot, and if I'm not mistaken, they are a 14. Yeah, so they're 14. So you're gonna wanna take these off. Now, there's one here and one on this other side that a lot of people forget about. You don't wanna forget about those because that will be what's holding it back. And then up a little bit higher, we start getting into bigger bolts. So let me crack these off. Now these 2 at the bottom right here, I'm just gonna actually loosen, and these are gonna be actually the last ones that I removed for the main reason of the top ones are a little bit harder to get at. Grab these ones out. So this one in here, you're gonna get better access to the wrench. Oh wow, that's a tight one. I thought you'd bang that a little bit with a hammer. Alright. Grab a rod. Now there's some bolts up here by the starter or over by the filler tube. As you can see, now I'm pretty sure that this one is a 17. I'm gonna check that right now. Yes, it is. Let's see if I have a wall. One more up there. Alright, so to get this one up here, I'm actually going to use a wobble on a 3/8 extension with 3/8 ratchet. Like that. Well, that was no joke.
Strong guy.
Like, that was tight. There's... Now what I'm doing over here on the bench is I'm actually setting these down in the order that I took them out. Now we are stay somewhat organized. Okay, now I'm gonna try and get this one for the starter, which I don't think I'm gonna be able to. No. Okay, so for that I'm gonna have to wait till we drop the trans down a little bit. Yeah. There's a 17 that I can get right there. Well, that's really tight. Big right through here.
Must be a nice knuckle buster.
It's funny because it never sounds good. It literally every time sounds like a spray. Every time. Alright, so what we're doing now is we're actually going to use this trans jack to support the trans so that I can start lowering it down and start getting some of the rest of this stuff undone. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as I finish pumping her up.
Look at that form.
This big extension, a whole bunch of extensions put together so that I can get these bolts up top.
Side first?
Yeah.
Concussions happening today, I swear.
Okay, so that's the rest of the 17s. Alright, so now that we got all the bolts out from around and we pulled the starter out, I actually didn't even disconnect any of the wires because, well, I can just let it sit right here and that'll be all right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually remove all the bolts from the torque converter. So the 14 mil on the ratchet, and then you gotta hold the crank pulley over here with a 22 and bigger ratchet. Now you're gonna wanna make sure that anytime you're turning the motor, you wanna turn it clockwise. You don't wanna turn it counterclockwise. So pretty much I'm gonna have Kevin sit here and hold this bar, and I'm gonna crank all those loose. So we'll set you down on the pod and we'll get to it. It's gonna be tough because that's a compression stage. Twist this one like
No.
Okay.
I might be stupid, but I'm not retarded.
Okay.
This is not a good spot for my hand to be.
Where?
Giving support to this like you just did that. Talking about crushing fingers.
You're good. All right, so there's a total of 6. And we got them all out. Now, we can actually remove these last 2 bolts at the bottom of the actual trans itself. So for instance, we still have these 2 bolts, that one right there, and this one right here. And so those are 2 that we need to remove now. And then I have 1 wire retainer up in there that I'll have to get to once I actually drop the tranny down some more. So pretty much what I got to do now is jack it up a little bit, and then I can take these bolts out, and then I can get a little pry bar in here, start prying it back, because I want to pry the torque converter out with the actual transmission, okay? It's a lot easier to remove the torque converter with the transmission than to remove the trans and then the torque converter. So we'll get back to you.
Without the stand, we wouldn't be able to do this, right? Oh, there she goes.
Literally, now hold it. So someone hold in the back, someone hold, no, don't worry about holding this, just hold the trans.
I think you're clear.
Dude, the torque converter literally came right in.
Yeah, you're clear.
Did it look like it sounded like a clean pop-up?
You have to be able to just lower that. Literally never happened. I'm telling you right now, I've done like probably 300 trans and motor swaps, and that never fucking happened.
Want me to bring this back?
Yeah,
You're clear back here right
I
now.
just need to make sure I'm clear of the shaft. Yeah. Okay. Just hang on. Okay, so I'm gonna come down a tiny bit.
Clear up the columns as well.
Bring it over.
Push it back a bit.
You're just hitting your exhaust a bit, so just to you. Alright. Still clearing them up here.
Now, as you can see, there's no more auto trans in here. Now I'm just gonna have to pop all these bolts off to get this actual plate off for the torque converter. And as you can see, it came out all in one piece. All right, so the last piece to removing this auto is literally removing this actual unit here. All this shit. So with a 10 mil, I drop it. Now you're obviously gonna have to connect. There she blows.
Moby Dick for real. And that's the way the automatic transmission crumbles.
Now this piece you're gonna actually have to save because you're gonna be swapping out this track button with that. So let's save that.
Get out of town, Auto.
Look at that.
There she goes.
I can see the floor. Oh, look at that. There's so much room.
For activities.
Perfect. Kill that.
Now we have so much room for activities.
All right, guys, so that's how you do an auto trans removal on an IS300. And that will be step 1 to the procedure. So we'll get back to you with the next video. Take it easy, guys.